Thanks for staying tuned. Now, as tensions escalate in the U.S. Israel-Iran conflict, global attention is on both the battlefield and shifts in international alliances. In Lagos, the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, NIIA, is hosting a high-level lecture titled Israel, Africa and Global Geopolitical Shifts. With missiles striking across the Gulf, a U.S. submarine sinking an Iranian warship, and explosions rocking major cities, experts warn Africa cannot remain a silent observer. The conflict is already affecting oil markets, security partnerships, and foreign policy across the continent. News Central's Emmanuel Olubobokun reports live from the NIIA, where policymakers and scholars are analyzing the implications for Nigeria and Africa. Emmanuel, how is the U.S.-Israel-Iran conflict affecting African economies, especially, oil-dependent nations like Nigeria?
All right. Thank you very much for the question. Basically, since the inception of the war till now, looking at the Iran-U.S. war now, it's saying that this can actually affect Nigeria and Africa economically when we look at the oil section, looking at energy, because you see that from that very side is where we get our oil, and it has actually to lead to an increase in prices of oil, which is already in place now. Looking at our prices of fuel has even increased in our various filling stations in Nigeria, and also in terms of energy, it can also increase it. Why? Because though they're saying the strait is not blocked, but still yet it is still on. And looking at how it's going on right now in Africa, if care is not taken, this can really affect us, because we actually are one benefiting from them. And once that war comes in, it's going to affect us. We can remember, if we can recall that of the Ukraine-Russian war, when it commenced, where prices of fuel here right here in Nigeria skyrocketed due to the conflict over there. You can see that it's more or less like interwoven. We're benefiting from them. They also are benefiting from us in terms of economic, in terms of funds, in terms of currency, even transfer. That's a currency transfer, which is a major play, because with it, you can see price or increase in terms of currency, maybe in terms of the dollar price to naira, and this can also go a long way. And once there's an increase in that, surely it will surely affect Nigeria in terms of food items, in terms of machinery, and the price of food going up, price of machinery going up, various things coming into the country skyrocketing. So I believe that war can actually affect Africa, and will actually affect Africa if this continues. Though Trump is saying that it's going to go in for over 4 to 5 weeks, and we are definitely saying that maybe with coming weeks, we might be seeing an increase on oil prices here in Nigeria. So definitely, it's actually having a big and huge impact on Africa, and also including Nigeria for specificity.
All right. Again, one of the things that matter the most is that actions are taking. So what key outcomes or recommendations are expected from today's meeting at the NIIA?
Currently, as you can see, discussions are going on. Just before coming outside, stepping out for the interview, with the speaker, who is actually giving a lecture on what can be done. Well, I feel that definitely, I believe strategies will be put in place to, I'll see how we, Nigeria, and Africa as a whole, can come together and see how we can, dialogue, or come to a dialogue, and see how this does not really affect, the conflict does not really affect us, see how we can mesh together, see how we can, bring about, solutions, how to, manage the situation, because definitely we might not be able to stop it, we might not be able to stop the war, but at least we should be able to bring out solutions, bring out strategies whereby we can put in place to manage the situation, so that the moment things like this in terms of oil and in terms of price and premium petroleum products or energy and food stuff comes in play, we can be ourselves to be able to manage it and not allow it to also affect citizens in Africa here. So I expect from the discussion, which is still ongoing, that things will be put in place, solutions will be put in place. Various African countries, even surprisingly, we have the ambassador to one of the African nations here with us, trying to see how we can discuss what we can do together, the synergy that we can bring together so we can assist citizens so that it could reduce the burden on citizens. So definitely, I expect a big thing. I expect something huge from this event, whereby strategies put in place, and also a call to the government. Probably the government can also do something. Like government, I'm talking about the presidency, to do something to bring about the issue.
All right, Emmanuel there, Olubobokun, with the updates from the meeting at the NIIA on how the Middle East tension is gradually affecting Africa, and Africa cannot continue to sit at the sidelines and watch.